person. I help naturally quiet people to overcome social anxiety, build confidence connecting with people, create a positive and healthy lifestyle, which helps them to thrive and develop their natural strengths. So, how to build quiet confidence? Specifically, confidence with people. So, when I was in high school and college, I was quiet, but I didn't have confidence. I was not just a bit quiet, I was extremely quiet. 5 years, actually 7 years of my life, 5 years at high school, and 2 years at college, I was the most quiet guy in the entire year, every single one of those 7 years. And for 2 of those years, I had selective mutism, where I would speak 1 to 2 words a day. So I think you've got the point that I was super quiet. I had lots of social anxiety. I didn't feel confident around people at all. Didn't trust people. I didn't understand how to connect with someone else. It wasn't something that I was taught. I hadn't gone beyond surface level conversations. And to be honest, at that age, I genuinely didn't understand the importance of being able to have a conversation. I thought that I could get by in life just fine without learning how to talk to people. I was just like, what's the point in connecting with somebody? Does it matter? What is this alien thing that other people are doing? And why do I feel so different? That was my experience for all those years in my life. And I've gone from that extreme, selective mutism, levels of extreme, to running a full-time business, helping other people get confident and develop social skills. And now I have a different challenge. I went from feeling completely frozen in social situations, not able to speak, feeling like I was going to pass out, tension, headaches, stress, heart beating fast, tripping out. I went from that stage to the challenge now, which is to sometimes tone myself down, speak a bit less, and make sure that everybody else has a chance to join in conversations, etc. Now I have quiet confidence, but I didn't back in the day. So how can you develop quiet confidence, and what can I teach you from my journey to help you get there a lot faster, not make the same mistakes that I did, but also replicate the same successes and do it even better? So the first thing to do is to put yourself in social situations and become aware of what you're afraid of in that situation. The first step is awareness of your social fears. For example, a really common fear that lots of my clients have, and a fear which I used to have but have since overcome. This is the fear of being in the spotlight. The fear of having every person in a group turn and look at you at the same time. That feeling of being center of attention and under pressure, being judged. Lots of people find this terrifying. So if you find this scary, you're very much not on your own with this particular fear. There's several people that I coach who say that whenever they're put under pressure, they feel really afraid, panic, and make mistakes. So, for example, if you're queuing to get on a bus, or actually you're at the front of the queue to get on a bus, you take out your contactless card and you can feel that there's other people behind you that are in a rush to get on a bus. Some of my clients, they find that situation scary and they can panic if they tap their card and it doesn't go through or something like this. I've even coached people that find it scary to order food in a restaurant because when they're ordering off the menu and the waiter's there and there's other people, they feel a pressure, and that pressure, it makes them feel frozen. And because there's so much fear going on, there's less focus available in the present moment, and they're more likely to make mistakes. So this is an example of a really common social fear, but it's not the only one that might be holding you back. You might be afraid of taking over the conversation. You might be afraid of having somebody judge you in a negative way, somebody insult you, somebody compete with you, somebody challenge your beliefs. You might be afraid of making a mistake when you're speaking, saying something which appears stupid, and then feeling like a fool. So the first step to building quiet confidence is to know what your fears are. The second step, you might not like hearing this, but I want to be honest and really help people out. You then have to face those fears until you feel comfortable and relaxed in that situation. And you have to face the fears whilst being yourself. This is really, really key. So let's say that your fear is being the center of attention, and this is holding you back from feeling relaxed and unstifled in a social situation. And if you genuinely wasn't afraid of being in the spotlight, you would feel loose, relaxed, and you would be exuding quiet confidence. So how can you make this a reality? Exposure therapy, public speaking. Public speaking is the best way to face your fear of being the center of attention. Holding the gaze of other people, taking that pressure on, bouncing off the energy, being yourself and sharing, and actually learning to enjoy talking and enjoy expressing yourself. But you might be thinking, well, Phil, public speaking is really, really intimidating. I'm not ready for that right now. That's okay. There's a reason why I use the word build quiet confidence. Public speaking, it might be a few blocks too high right now. That's okay. You can start simpler. You can practice being the center of attention for a short while in a one-to-one conversation. That's still somebody judging you, still somebody noticing you. It's still pressure, but just less pressure. Then you can practice being center of attention with 2 people. Maybe you have a story to tell 2 people at work about your weekend. And you challenge yourself next week to tell 2 people at the same time this story. And this story will put you in the spotlight for a couple of minutes. That's public speaking. You might just dismiss it and think, oh, that's not public speaking. But it is public speaking. You're speaking in public and you're having a couple of people notice you and judge you. If you speak louder than normal in a cafe while having a one-to-one conversation, people around you will be overhearing what you're saying. That's public speaking. You're speaking out loud in public and other people are judging you. Again, you may be dismissing these situations and thinking it isn't public speaking, but if we're being real, it is public speaking. It's just not organized to the same level, but it's still the same fear that you're facing. So facing your fear of being the center of attention, you wouldn't overcome the fear fully if you face that fear whilst wearing a social mask. If you're wearing a mask, you're not being yourself. What you're doing is you're getting proof that you're safe in that situation as long as you're wearing this mask. As long as you're not being yourself, you're safe. But that's not the evidence that you want. You want evidence that you're naked and raw, not literally, but without that emotional protection, emotionally naked, mentally naked, the real you. You want proof that the real you is safe when being the center of attention. Nothing bad happens and you can handle it. And the more you get this proof, the more relaxed you'll feel. I'd think about other situations where you're already comfortable. You must have some close friends or family. Probably at the start, if we take friends as an example, you would have had some anxiety and you would have had some fear and nerves before you got to know this person properly. But you overcame your social anxiety with that person. Again, like the public speaking in public, don't dismiss that. If you've made friends with somebody and you've got to a stage where you feel comfortable with that person, you have already beat social anxiety. You've beat it with that person. If you can beat social anxiety and learn to be relaxed around one person, you can beat it around other people. It's the exact same process. Reverse engineer how you got comfortable with that person. Probably you spent time. You found that there was some common ground and you experienced that you're safe being yourself and relaxing around this person. You got enough evidence to feel safe around that person. So you no longer feel under pressure or nervous around that individual. Just in the same way, you can learn to feel safe, relaxed, and comfortable when being the center of attention in a big group. when giving a talk, as long as you replicate the same process which you know already works because you've done it before. If you've done it before, you can do it again. And I like to illustrate that point of being yourself and not wearing a mask, not protecting yourself. Because this is where I went wrong when I was younger. I made a decent level of progress just by generally facing fear. But I wasn't being my real self. I was still protecting without realizing, perhaps. But as I became more aware of how I was protecting myself, and I let my guard down more and more and more, and did the same things, faced those fears, that's when I felt the confidence just shoot up. And I do know what I'm talking about because, as I said earlier, I used to have no confidence, and now I feel like the most confident person in the room. So I've gone from one extreme end of the spectrum to another. Quiet confidence. What does this really mean? It simply means feeling relaxed and secure in yourself around people. And when you're not afraid, when you feel safe, you're already quietly confident. So you don't have to, if you're naturally quiet, you don't have to force yourself to become an extrovert to build confidence. That's not the right path. You never need to force yourself to be something you're not. Instead, go with your natural flow. It's about you feeling comfortable actually being yourself. And it doesn't matter if you're someone that talks all the time or someone that doesn't talk as often. It's not like the person that talks the most has the most value and the quietest person has the least value. The two things, you can't compare them like that. If you go to a social and you're the loudest person there, that doesn't increase your value as a person or decrease it. In the same way, if you go to a social and you don't speak that much, your value as a person, as a man, as a woman, it doesn't change. It's about you feeling comfortable to be yourself. Another exercise that you can do is, again, it's an awareness exercise. So you get yourself into a social group. And if you don't know how to do this, there's a great app called meetup.com, and you can find socials going on in your city on a regular basis. Plenty of free ones as well. So you can book yourself on a social and turn up, then you're suddenly in a social group. So sit there, being present, and notice whenever you feel the natural impulse to speak. So the impulse to speak, what you'll notice is that your body starts leaning forwards. If you're stood up, your feet will start moving. Your body moves before you speak. There's a movement. I'm exaggerating the movement, of course, and people don't rock this much in a social situation unless it's a rock concert. But there is a body movement before people speak. Before you even know what you're going to say, there's often the impulse and the movement that comes with that. And the next step, when you've noticed the impulse to speak, is to trust yourself. even if you don't know exactly what you're going to say or how you're going to finish it, when you feel that impulse and your body's moving, just start talking. There's always something to say. When you trust yourself, you don't run out of things to say. Your mind is never empty. And if it is, it's a blessing. You can enjoy the peace. But think about it. When have you ever started a sentence by yourself and not been able to finish a sentence? It's an irrational fear. You can always finish a sentence when you start one. And you're under no pressure to speak more than one sentence. You can if you want, but you don't have to. So don't be afraid of starting a sentence and then going blank. You can always finish the sentence. If you freeze up a bit, just give yourself time. You can even call out the fact that you're nervous if you really want to, but give yourself time and trust. When you take the pressure off, you never run out of things to say. Just like if you're with a close friend or family member, it's easy to talk when you're feeling relaxed. When I do my live streams, I don't plan out any of the content whatsoever. So, for example, for tonight's, I went on a group social run, this 10K run, part of my local running club. I enjoyed it. Got back in, had a snack, and then typed in a title for the live stream on YouTube. I actually have water in this, reusing this Costa cup. And then I just clicked go live on my YouTube, and here I am. I don't run out of things to say. And this isn't because I'm special, I have a superpower. This is an ability which everybody has. Everybody can just talk and talk and talk. It's just that not many people realize that they can do this. When you really realize that if you want to, you can just talk and talk and talk. You have that ability in your locker. That gives you a lot of extra confidence. You can always join in conversations. You can always hold your own. When you believe you can, you can. So noticing when you feel that impulse to speak is important, because this can tell you if you're someone that naturally wants to speak a lot or naturally doesn't. It doesn't matter either way. It's good to know, and it's not about you being something you're not. It's about you being the most confident version of yourself and enjoying yourself. And just like no two runs are the same, no two socials are the same either. You might find that one time out, the conversation topics and the energy doesn't appeal to you that much, and you're a bit quieter, you don't join in quite as much. There'll be other times where you're having a blast, you're in a great mood, and you're really interested in the subjects that people are talking about. Then it's a lot easier to talk and talk and talk. And while on this topic, something which I help my clients to do who are overcoming social anxiety on this journey, I help them to find communities which are going to play to their strengths. Find their tribe. because this is where you can practice and develop your social skills, where you can connect with people. And because it's your tribe and your community, you're going to feel like you belong. You're going to feel a natural bond with lots of people there. And you'll realize that you've always had the ability to talk and connect with people. It's all about how you feel. When you feel relaxed and confident, the skill set is already there. It's not something you have to import, you have to download. It's an internal skill set that you're born with because we're social creatures. It's just that fears and conditioning and beliefs can stop us from speaking fluently. They can make us feel stifled and blocked, and they stop the flow of our communication. So you proactively facing the different social fears and speaking when you feel the impulse to speak. This is how you develop quiet confidence. And someone with quiet confidence, they're easy for me to spot because of the eye contact. One of my strengths that I've developed over the years, through the coaching and through other experiences too, is good eye contact. So I look every single person that I speak to dead in the eyes. I've done this for quite some time. It's not staring, it's not aggressive, there's empathy there, it's friendly eye contact, but still, I look every person straight in the eyes. And I notice other people. I can read how they're feeling, how they're doing, because I have empathy, I listen, and I'm present in the moment. People that are lacking confidence, they're afraid of connecting with people. So they like to avoid eye contact. They like to look to the side, to hold it for a flicker of a second and look away. And there's a lack of connection going on. But as they get more confident and more comfortable, the eye contact's better. And someone that is quietly confident in general, they make great eye contact with everybody. New people, people they know, solid eye contact, and just hold it. If it's a crowd, it's sweeping eye contact. Someone that makes and holds solid eye contact has quiet confidence. You're not afraid of connecting with people, or if you are afraid, you're willing to do it in spite of the fear. You're not afraid of being the center of attention, looking stupid, making a mistake, being insulted. Or if you are afraid, you're willing to face those fears. What this means is that you're not closed off, you're open. You're open to connecting with different people. And it's okay if not every person is friendly and receptive. This is how it's meant to be. Maybe you're naturally a friendly person and you're open. I'm naturally, even though I spent a lot of time being quiet, it feels natural for me to be open these days. But not everybody is as kind and as open as me. That's okay. I connect with each person as well as I possibly can. Some people are really open. Great, I can have a deeper conversation with that person. Other people, they're a bit off. And people that are a bit off, what this usually means is that something has happened to them in the past that they've found painful and they've never got over it. Maybe they've remained angry their whole life, so they're a bit hostile. They've never forgiven somebody. Whatever it is, off behavior, a bit aloof, weirdness, weird vibes. Never take that as personal. Someone with weird vibes that's a bit off, they're like that with every person that they speak to. That's just what they're like. They're not like that with you personally. So be open and also learn to not take other people so seriously. Not take how they're communicating so personally. You'll find that you connect well with some really good people. There may be other people that are less trustworthy. Okay, you can keep that person on a surface level and have a boundary up when it comes to more deeper and sensitive conversation topics. You can chat with them about the weather and football, but leave your family chat for kind of people that are more uplifting and on the same wavelength as you. So you can still manage your social interactions with different people. And it's empowering to do this. It's empowering to know that you can do this and then actually do it. Through my business, I'm helping people out facing different social fears in different ways. One-to-one coaching, that's one of the key ways. It's powerful. Crucial conversations that you might have never had with somebody before. Conversations about triggering topics that make you feel a bit afraid. They make you feel nervous and awkward. And the conversations are designed to get you comfortable with the uncomfortable and inspire you to face your fears, be confident, and develop a positive lifestyle. So this works to help people out. What also works is live events, giving people a platform to meet other people, develop their social skills, have some fun as well. And this is why I do events in Birmingham every single month. I do a free event and it has around 60 people. I hire out a cafe and it's like a party. It's great fun. Comfort zone pushing exercises, but it's a non-judgmental and safe space at the same time. And lots of people there are in the same boat as you. It's a group for people with social anxiety. So even though I encourage people to push their comfort zone, no one's ever forced, but people often feel inspired to do so because they want to grow. So I do these events. I also do smaller events for people that find the big events quite intimidating. So I have a smaller roundtable event with like 7-8 people. So it's a bit more chilled. I also help people out by putting on courses for groups of people. For example, public speaking courses, social anxiety courses, where we simulate the different fears that you're going to face in that situation. And I help you to face it, come out of your shell, and get comfortable with the uncomfortable. If you're interested in private one-to-one coaching, you're interested in coming down to one of my events in Birmingham, meeting me, other people in the group, or you're interested in signing up for one of my courses, for example, my one-day public speaking course or my one-day social anxiety mastery course, drop me an email and I'll be in touch with all the relevant details. Finally, if you want to get notified when I do live streams in future, so you can join them, ask questions, have a chat, tell me what your challenges are, and I can help you out through the stream, through videos, etc. Subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'm done for my day's work. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, etc.